Some men fight for glory. Some fight for honor. But he fought only for money. And yet, one fight would change everything. His career, his heart, and his life forever. Stay with me until the end, because in this story, love, redemption, and the fight of a lifetime will all come together. The rain tapped gently against the glass windows of a grand mansion. Inside, in a dimly lit room, a man sat alone, a glass of whiskey in one hand, his phone in the other, scrolling through numbers that only he cared about. His name was Ryan Cole, 29 years old. Parents, gone long ago. Family, none. Freedom, total. Ryan was a professional UFC boxer, but unlike most fighters, he wasn't chasing titles or proving himself in history books. No, Ryan fought for money, and only money. He would win fights if the price was right, lose fights if the price was better. He had been paid to take punches, break ribs, and bleed in the ring, all for the right amount. The public adored him. They thought he was a natural talent, a fair competitor. But Ryan knew the truth. The gloves he wore weren't always for competition. They were for business. And business had been good. Mansions, supercars, investments. He had it all. One cloudy afternoon, Ryan's phone buzzed. It was Marcus, his manager. Marcus, got a big one for you, champ. You're fighting Darren Cross. Ryan, raising an eyebrow. The Darren Cross. The champ. Marcus, yeah, they're calling it the fight of the era. You in? Ryan smirked. How much? Marcus grinned. Win or lose, $1 million. Ryan agreed instantly. It was fair. No shady deals. But the night before the fight, while Ryan was in his changing room, Marcus slipped in quietly. Marcus, plans changed. If you win, you only get $500,000. But if you lose, you walk away with $10 million. Ryan, without hesitation, then I lose. And that was it. The deal was sealed. The arena lights blinded him. The crowd roared. Darren Cross stood in the opposite corner, taller, stronger, eyes burning with the will to win. The first few hits came fast. A jab, a hook, a body shot. Then, crack. Ryan felt his rib snap. By the third round, Ryan was down on one knee, gasping for air. He had done his job, taken the fall. But the damage was worse than expected. This wasn't just another loss. It might have been the end of his career. Ryan woke up in a white room, hooked to machines. His ribs were bandaged. Breathing hurt. Moving hurt. Even laughing hurt. And then, she walked in. Her name was Dr. Emily Hart, calm, warm, but with a fire in her eyes. Emily, you're lucky. A little deeper and you'd have been in surgery for weeks. Ryan, lucky, feels like I got run over. Emily, smiling faintly, maybe next time, pick a safer hobby. Over the next days, they talked. Emily learned that Ryan had been fighting for years, always chasing the next paycheck. One evening, as the sun set outside his hospital window, Ryan finally confessed. Ryan, Emily, I've never fought fair in my life. Every punch, every hit, all bought and sold. But now, I don't want to be that man anymore. Emily, then stop. You still have a choice. Don't waste it. Her words hit harder than any punch. For the first time in years, Ryan wanted to fight. Not for money, but for himself. Once cleared to leave, Ryan began training again. Every morning at dawn, he was in the gym. Every evening, he ran under the city lights. Emily watched over his recovery, making sure he didn't push too hard. 3 months later, the news hit. Ryan Cole is returning to the ring. In a press conference, Ryan faced the cameras. Ryan, I want a rematch with Darren Cross. No deals. No payments for losing. This time, I fight fair. The crowd went wild. Darren accepted. Emily was there every step of the way. She checked his ribs, managed his diet, and stood ringside during every practice. And on the night of the fight, just as Ryan was lacing up his gloves in the changing room, Emily stepped in. She looked at him for a long moment. Emily, Ryan, you've taught me something. That people can change. That even someone who's lost their way can fight for the right reasons. I don't just care about you as my patient. I care about you as the man you've become. And if you fall tonight, I'll still be here. But if you win, I'll be the first to run into that ring. Ryan froze. A slow smile spread across his face. Ryan, then I'll see you in there. They hugged. Not a casual hug, but one that said more than words ever could. Round 1. Darren dominated. Punch after punch, targeting Ryan's ribs. The pain was sharp, almost unbearable. Round 2. Ryan fought back, but Darren's strength was overwhelming. By the end of the round, it looked hopeless. As the bell rang, Ryan slumped in his corner. Emily rushed forward. Emily, Ryan, you've already won. You're not that man anymore. But if you want this victory, take it. For you, for every choice you regret. Something shifted in his eyes. He stood. The crowd roared. Round 3, Ryan dodged. Jabbed. Landed a left hook. Darren staggered. Round 4, a brutal uppercut sent Darren reeling. Round 5, bam, a final right cross. Darren went down. The referee counted. 10. The arena exploded. Ryan Cole, the man who once fought only for money, had defeated the champion. Emily was the first in the ring, throwing her arms around him. Ryan, laughing through heavy breaths, told you I'd see you here. Emily, and I told you, I'd be the first to run in. Weeks later, Ryan and Emily drove down the coast in his black supercar, the sun setting over the horizon. No crowds, no lights, just them. For the first time in his life, Ryan was free. He was a man lost in greed, fighting only for money. But life gave him pain, and pain gave him truth. With the right person by his side, he found his honor again. It's never too late to change who you are, because the person you decide to be today can win a far greater fight tomorrow. Like, share, and subscribe for more relaxing tales. And before you go, here are 5 questions for you. Answer them in the comments. Let's see who was really paying attention.